Over 60. Drink these 3 teas to rebuild muscle and walk strong again. Let's be honest, one of the most frustrating parts of getting older is waking up and realizing your legs just don't feel the same anymore. They're heavy, they're weak, sometimes even shaky after just a few steps. And maybe you've thought to yourself, well, I guess this is just what aging is. Nothing I can do about it. Yosh, but here's the truth, and this might surprise you. That idea, that weakness is just a natural part of getting older, is not the full story. Yes, aging changes the body. But no, decline is not inevitable. In fact, research shows that with the right daily habits, your muscles can actually stay stronger, your balance steadier, and your energy higher, even well past the age of 60. Now, the title of today's video might have caught you off guard. Over 60? Drink these 3 teas to rebuild muscle and walk strong again. Maybe you're skeptical, thinking, come on, can tea really do that? Or maybe you're hopeful, curious to learn more. Either way, you're in the right place, because today I'm going to share 3 teas, plus 1 bonus secret, that could absolutely change the way your body feels and moves every day. And trust me, the bonus one at the end? That's the one almost no doctor ever talks about. But before we dive into all the details, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button, share this video with someone you care about, and of course, subscribe to the channel. It helps us bring you more science-based health tips that can truly transform your life. All right, so grab a cup of tea, settle in, and let's count down from number 3 all the way to our secret number 0. By the end, you'll see why something as simple as a daily cup could be one of the most powerful tools for healthy aging you'll ever use. Starting off at number 3. A tea you probably think of as nothing more than kitchen spices. But in reality, it's a bridge to healthier muscles and stronger blood flow. Ginger Turmeric Tea. Let's break it down in plain English. Ginger is loaded with a compound called gingerol. Think of gingerol as nature's traffic controller. It helps relax and open up your blood vessels, so blood flows more freely. That means oxygen and nutrients get delivered to your muscles faster, helping them work better and recover quicker. If your legs often feel heavy, sluggish, or crampy, poor circulation is usually the hidden culprit, and ginger can make a huge difference. Now let's talk turmeric. Inside turmeric lives curcumin, one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatories ever discovered. Chronic inflammation is like a slow-burning fire inside the body. It breaks down muscle tissue, stiffens joints, and leaves you feeling sore after even light activity. Curcumin helps put out that fire. It calms the body's inflammatory signals, giving your muscles a real chance to rebuild instead of break down. And when you combine ginger and turmeric, you've got a tag-team effect. Ginger boosts circulation, turmeric reduces inflammation, and together they create an environment where muscles can actually repair and grow stronger. I've seen this in real life. One of my patients, a 72-year-old gentleman, came to me frustrated because he could barely walk a few blocks without feeling exhausted. I suggested he add ginger turmeric tea to his daily routine. After just 4 weeks, he was walking 2 kilometers non-stop, something he hadn't done in years. His words were, "Doctor, I finally feel like my legs are working with me, not against me." Now here's a secret most people don't know. Curcumin, the star in turmeric, is very hard for the body to absorb on its own. But if you add just a tiny pinch of black pepper, the absorption skyrockets, up to 20 times higher. That's because of a compound in pepper called piperine, which helps curcumin slip through the intestinal wall and into your bloodstream. Without it, you lose most of the benefit. So here's a simple recipe you can try at home. Slice 1 or 2 pieces of fresh ginger and 1 or 2 pieces of fresh turmeric root. If you don't have fresh, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder works too. Add a pinch of black pepper. Pour hot water over it. Let it steep for about 10 minutes. Then, for taste, add a squeeze of lemon or a teaspoon of honey. Do this daily, and over time you'll notice your legs feel lighter, less stiff, and more ready to move. And remember, this is just the start. If ginger and turmeric are already this powerful, imagine what happens when we combine nature's energy booster with mental clarity. That's exactly what we'll discover in the next tea on our list. Moving up our list, at number 2, we have what I like to call the double wings for both the body and the mind: ginseng and green tea. This powerful combination has been trusted for centuries in Asia and is now backed by modern science. It's a favorite not only for seniors who want to stay strong, but also for elite athletes pushing their bodies to the limit. Let's start with the science. Ginseng is famous for its compounds called ginsenosides. These little molecules work deep inside your muscles to improve the way your body uses oxygen. Think of it this way: your muscles are like engines, and oxygen is the fuel. Ginseng helps that engine burn fuel more efficiently, so you get more energy with less strain. On top of that, ginseng boosts the performance of your mitochondria, those tiny power plants inside every cell that literally generate the energy you move with. When your mitochondria run better, your muscles feel less tired, even after a long day. Green tea, on the other hand, brings in a completely different set of superpowers. It's loaded with antioxidants known as catechins. These compounds fight off oxidative stress, the same process that rusts metal over time, but inside your body it breaks down muscle fibers and speeds up aging. By neutralizing those damaging free radicals, green tea helps keep your muscles, joints, and even your blood vessels healthier for longer. Now here's a fascinating fact. A study out of South Korea followed older adults who took ginseng daily for 12 weeks. The result? They improved lower body strength by 13%. That may not sound like much, but in real life, that 13% can mean the difference between needing a cane or walking independently, between struggling with stairs or climbing them with confidence. And then there's something people often overlook: mental energy. Green tea doesn't just protect the body, it sharpens the mind. Thanks to L-theanine, an amino acid unique to tea, green tea produces a calm alertness. Combined with a gentle touch of caffeine, it keeps you focused and awake without the jitters or energy crashes that coffee often causes. For older adults who are sensitive to stimulants, this is a game changer. You get steady energy and mental clarity without feeling overstimulated. I've seen it firsthand. Patients who used to feel mentally foggy in the mornings found themselves more motivated, sharper, and more willing to go for that daily walk after adding ginseng green tea into their routine. And when the mind is willing, the body follows. So how do you make this energy-boosting, brain-sharpening tea? It's simple. Start with a cup of hot water, but don't let it be boiling. About 80 degrees Celsius, or 175 Fahrenheit, is perfect. Steep your green tea for 2 to 3 minutes. Add a few slices of fresh ginseng root, or about half a teaspoon of ginseng powder. Let it sit for another 5 minutes to release those powerful compounds. Drink it in the morning to set the tone for your entire day. Steady energy, clearer thinking, and stronger muscles. And now, we move to the highlight of this list. Coming up at number 1 is not just another tea, but a key that unlocks deeper sleep, restores balance, and strengthens the critical nerve-to-muscle connection. Our number 1, ashwagandha. This ancient root from India has been used in Ayurvedic medicine for centuries, and today modern science is finally proving what tradition already knew. It doesn't just make your muscles stronger. It transforms the way your entire body recovers after a long day. Here's the science in simple terms. Ashwagandha helps lower cortisol, the body's main stress hormone. When cortisol is too high for too long, your body shifts into a breakdown mode. It eats away at muscle tissue, weakens bones, and disrupts your sleep. But when cortisol levels come down, the body can finally switch gears into rebuild mode. That's when healing, recovery, and growth truly begin. I'll give you a real example. A 68-year-old woman I worked with had struggled with poor sleep for years. She would wake up several times a night, exhausted in the morning, and her muscles constantly ached. We introduced ashwagandha tea into her evening routine. Within 3 weeks, she was sleeping a full 6 to 7 hours straight, waking up refreshed, and the soreness in her legs had eased dramatically. She told me, "Doctor, I finally feel like my body is repairing itself again." Now here's a secret that almost no one talks about. Your muscles don't actually rebuild while you're exercising. The real rebuilding happens in deep sleep. That's when your body releases growth hormone, repairs muscle fibers, and restores energy at the cellular level. Without quality sleep, no amount of training or nutrition will give you lasting strength. Ashwagandha works behind the scenes to make that deep sleep possible, which is why it's such a game changer for older adults. So how do you prepare it? It's simple. Take 1 tablespoon of dried ashwagandha root. Simmer it gently in hot water for 10 to 15 minutes. For a pleasant taste, you can add a bit of cinnamon or a teaspoon of honey. Drink it in the evening, about an hour before bed, to help your body slip into deeper, more restorative sleep. Make this a nightly ritual, and over time, you'll notice not just stronger muscles, but steadier energy, calmer nerves, and a body that feels younger in the morning than it did the night before. And now, for those of you who've stayed with me until the very end, here comes the bonus. Number 0. The hidden secret that ties all of these benefits together and takes them to an entirely new level. And finally, here's the bonus you've been waiting for. Number 0. It might seem like the gentlest tea of all, but don't let that fool you. This is the hidden key to complete recovery. Chamomile tea combined with natural magnesium. Here's the science made simple. Chamomile contains a compound called apigenin, which attaches to calming receptors in the brain. It's like nature's own off switch, helping the mind relax and the muscles let go of tension. But here's where it gets even more powerful. When you pair it with foods rich in magnesium, like pumpkin seeds or almonds. Magnesium plays a critical role in muscle relaxation and nerve function. Together, chamomile and magnesium form a powerful duo that eases nighttime cramps, promotes deeper sleep, and supports overnight muscle repair. I've seen this work wonders. One of my patients, a 70-year-old woman, struggled for years with painful leg cramps that woke her up almost every night. We added a simple routine, a warm cup of chamomile tea before bed, along with a handful of almonds. Within just 2 weeks, she was sleeping through the night. No cramps, no sudden wake-ups, just peaceful rest. She told me, "Doctor, I finally feel like my nights belong to me again." And here's a little-known secret. Nearly 48% of older adults in the United States are deficient in magnesium, according to a 2019 nutrition survey. Almost half, and yet very few people realize it. That deficiency quietly shows up as muscle weakness, fatigue, and those stubborn cramps at night. Which means many seniors think they're just getting old, when in reality, their bodies are simply starving for this mineral. Here's how you can put this bonus tip into practice. Steep about 2 to 3 grams of dried chamomile flowers in hot water for 10 minutes. Drink it in the evening, ideally about 30 minutes before bedtime. Tea? For best results, pair it with a small serving of magnesium-rich food. 20 to 30 grams of pumpkin seeds or almonds work perfectly. Add a little honey if you'd like to sweeten the flavor. Do this consistently, and you'll notice not just better sleep, but calmer muscles, fewer cramps, and more refreshed mornings. So there you have it. 4 pillars of herbal power. From reducing inflammation, to boosting energy, to balancing stress, and finally restoring recovery and sleep. Together, they create a full package of strength for your legs and vitality for your life after 60. Before we wrap things up, I want to share one more powerful, yet often overlooked factor that ties everything together. Think of it as the silent partner of all the teas we've just discussed, because without this, even the best herbal remedies can only take you halfway. I'm talking about hydration and electrolyte balance. Now here's why this matters. Our muscles are about 75% water. Every contraction, every step you take, depends on the movement of tiny charged particles called electrolytes: sodium, potassium, calcium, and magnesium, across your muscle cells. Without proper hydration and balance of these minerals, your muscles simply cannot fire the way they're supposed to. What happens instead? Fatigue, cramps, weakness, even dizziness when you stand up. And yet most older adults are chronically dehydrated without realizing it. In fact, research shows that as we age, our thirst mechanism becomes weaker. By the time you feel thirsty, your body may already be running low. Pair that with medications like diuretics, which many seniors take for blood pressure or heart conditions, and dehydration can become a daily hidden problem. Let me share a story. One of my patients, a 75-year-old retired teacher, complained of constant muscle cramps and occasional falls. She was convinced her legs were just too old to carry her. But when we reviewed her habits, I realized she was only drinking about 3 to 4 small cups of water per day. We made a simple change, increasing her fluid intake to about 6 to 7 cups, spread throughout the day, and adding a natural electrolyte boost with coconut water and a pinch of sea salt in her evening glass. Within 2 weeks, the cramps were gone. Within a month, her balance had noticeably improved. She told me, "Doctor, I didn't realize water could be medicine." Now here's the hidden truth. Dehydration doesn't just weaken muscles, it also affects the brain. Studies show even mild dehydration can impair focus, reaction time, and memory. That means if you're not drinking enough, you're not only making your muscles sluggish, you're also putting yourself at higher risk of falls because your brain and balance systems are not as sharp. So what can you do? Here's a practical daily routine. Aim for 6 to 8 cups of water spread evenly throughout the day, not all at once. Add natural electrolytes. A simple recipe: a glass of water with a squeeze of lemon, a pinch of sea salt, and a teaspoon of honey. This provides sodium, potassium, and glucose to help absorption. For variety, rotate in coconut water, which is naturally rich in potassium and magnesium. If you're already enjoying chamomile tea with almonds at night, remember that this doubles as both hydration and a mineral source, a 2-in-1 bonus. Think of hydration like the oil in your car's engine. Without it, the machinery grinds, overheats, and breaks down. With it, everything runs smoothly. And when you combine proper hydration with the teas we've covered, ginger turmeric for circulation, ginseng green tea for energy, ashwagandha for recovery, chamomile with magnesium for sleep, you create a complete system. It's not just patching one symptom. It's supporting your body from every angle. So here's my challenge for you. Tomorrow morning, start your day not just with a cup of tea, but also with a glass of water enhanced with a pinch of minerals. Do that consistently for a few weeks and pay attention. You'll likely notice fewer cramps, steadier energy, clearer thinking, and maybe even fewer nighttime bathroom trips, because proper hydration helps balance hormones and reduce overactivity of the bladder too. Hydration and electrolytes may not sound as exciting as exotic herbs or teas, but they are the foundation. Without them, the benefits of those teas can't fully take root. With them, you unlock the full potential of everything we've talked about. So now, with this final piece of the puzzle, you truly have a full circle. Reduce inflammation, boost energy, restore balance, improve sleep, and support the very foundation of muscle and brain function through hydration. This is what I call the 5 pillars of strength after 60. And as we reach the end of today's journey together, I want to leave you with this thought. Aging is not a downhill road. It's a process of adaptation. Too often, society paints getting older as a slow decline, a loss of strength, of freedom, of joy. But in reality, your body is still listening to you, still responding to the choices you make, no matter if you're 60, 70, or even 90. Every cup of tea you drink today is like planting a seed. It might seem small, almost insignificant in the moment, but give it time, days, weeks, months, and those seeds begin to grow. They become lighter steps, steadier balance, muscles that no longer ache with every move, and mornings where you wake up refreshed instead of drained. Imagine harvesting a garden of strength, clarity, and independence, all from nurturing those tiny seeds each day. I've witnessed it countless times in my practice. I've seen men and women who believed their best years were behind them discover that with just a few simple habits, like choosing the right teas, staying hydrated, and respecting their body's need for rest, their lives transformed. One patient told me, "Doctor, I thought my world was getting smaller every year. Now I feel like it's opening back up again." That's the power of consistency. That's the gift of giving your body the tools it needs to heal and thrive. And here's the truth. It's never too late. Whether you're just turning 60 or already in your 80s, your muscles, your brain, your heart, they are still capable of renewal. They are waiting for you to give them a reason to grow stronger. The teas we talked about today, ginger and turmeric for circulation and inflammation, ginseng and green tea for stamina and mental clarity, ashwagandha for recovery and deep sleep, chamomile with magnesium for calm and muscle repair, and yes, even hydration with electrolytes. These are not exotic luxuries. They are simple, affordable, daily practices within your reach. So let me encourage you. Don't see aging as a countdown clock. See it as a new chapter, one where you have the wisdom of experience and the chance to rebuild your body in ways that keep you independent, confident, and full of life. Because your future is not written yet. It's shaped by the small decisions you make every single day. Now, if you found value in this video, please don't keep it to yourself. Share it with your parents, your grandparents, a neighbor, or a friend. Sometimes all it takes is one cup of tea to change a life. And if this message resonated with you, I'd love for you to join our community. Hit that subscribe button, tap the bell, and stay with me, Dr. Michael, as we continue uncovering the hidden secrets of healthy aging that you won't hear about anywhere else. Remember, strength, clarity, and freedom in later life are not a dream. They're the harvest of the seeds you plant today. So raise your cup, take that sip, and let's walk this journey of health together. Stronger, steadier, and more confident than ever before.